Let me ask you something. What's one thing that would light up your life right now? Maybe it's an achievement, an experience, a relationship, something you've been craving. What's the first thing that comes to mind? That. Now, think about how you answered that for yourself. Did you tune in to your heart's desire? Did you go inward, or did you jump to the to-do list, the target or goal that you feel you should accomplish, convincing yourself that if you get that done, you're going to be happy? Well, this is a perfect example of how conditioning shapes what we strive for in life, instead of being truly present with what matters most to us from the inside out. Susan Lazar-Hart here, your transformational mindset coach. And today I want to share a different approach to creating a life you love. It's not about working harder or setting those SMART goals. You probably tried that. You're actually looking for something different. Well, this is where we do things differently. You came to the right place. If you're like most women in midlife, you've probably been thinking for a while about that next chapter in your life. And if you're like many of us, you've likely been influenced by what the world says you should want and how you should go about doing it. Well, here's what you need to know. We've been conditioned not to put ourselves first. And really, from the moment we hit the ground or hit the gurney or came into this world, however you want to say it, we've been told, do as I say, not as I do. We've been told, believe me, trust me, I'll take care of it. As whoever it was that was raising us, that was caretaking. And over time, we started to believe what everybody else says is important. And we stopped trusting our inner voice. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. Because it's not often until we hit midlife that we realize we've been chasing other people's dreams or society's expectations instead of listening to our own inner knowing. By this point, we've had years, maybe even decades of self-trust erosion. Remember that little child, that little being I was talking about earlier? Yeah. So if you've ever wondered why change seems so hard, there are two things I want you to hear. Number one, you are not alone. And two, listening to your inner voice is something you can reconnect to at any age, at any time. When you think about creating a life you love, here's a question I want you to ask yourself. Is this desire coming from my soul, from a deep, genuine place inside of me? Or is it based on what I've been told I should want? When that desire for change comes from within, that's where true transformation occurs. It's what I call your internal motivator, the power and presence that comes from trusting yourself and knowing that change is possible. Here's the catch. Society, culture, social media, the government, religion, even well-meaning friends drown out that voice with their own ideas of who you should be. Those are what we call external motivators. And they can lead to you to set targets and goals that aren't even aligned with your true inner desires. When we set targets or goals based on external motivators, two things can happen. Either we achieve them and feel empty because they weren't what we really wanted. Anybody else? Yeah. Or we sabotage ourselves because we're not truly connected to them. So how do you break free from all of that conditioning? Well, it starts by connecting with the feeling of the changes you're seeking. How would that feel? It's about getting quiet and listening, not to the excuses or limiting thoughts, but to the part of you that knows deep down that something different is truly possible for your life. Now, before I introduce some resources I prepared for you, I'd like to leave you with a question to reflect on. When you think about something that would light up your life, what feelings are you seeking? Is it joy, peace, freedom, something else? What's that core feeling you want to experience when you reach that result? Now, I have two resources to help you connect with that feeling. Transform, the 21-day reset challenge. It's coming up in a couple of weeks, and it's a group program I designed to help you change your thoughts, beliefs, and actions so you can create a life you love. It's a fantastic way to learn the steps that I share with my private clients to create lasting, meaningful change. And number two, second resource is the Transformational Toolkit. Download this toolkit to access an exercise that helps you connect with the feeling of what's possible. This is for you to dive into you. It will guide you in deprogramming and the conditioning you've received and deepen your connection to your inner knowing. Both links are below. Now, remember, you don't need to figure everything out at once. That's why I'm here, to be your guide on this journey of a life you love. Start by tuning into what really matters to you and connecting with the feelings you desire. Small steps lead to big changes, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. I'll leave you with this. Trust yourself. The life you want to create is within reach, and it all starts with listening to that inner knowing. You got this. Here's to living a life you love. Live boldly, love greatly, and be that fearless seeker you came here to be, because the world needs more of you and that special sauce that only you have with that deep inner knowing and the light that you shine. Till next time.